These are the answers to the quiz questions at the end of lesson 1.1. So starting with the first question, we have a positive charge, so we're going to have to add a charge of minus 1.92 by 10 to the minus 16 coulombs to make that neutral. Now that will be the number of electrons times the charge on a single electron. So the number of electrons is going to be the total charge over the charge on a single electron. So charge we need to have over the charge per electron, and that will turn out to be 1200. Now question 2, we're given the number of electrons, 3.75 by 10 to the 16, and we want to know the total charge. So we times that by the charge on a single electron. So we have 3.75 by 10 to the 16 times 1.602 by 10 to the minus 19, and that's negative, so we have minus 6 by 10 to the minus 3, or minus 6 millicoulombs. Now question 3 is just a question about a positively charged metal sphere attached to the Earth. So we know that the charges that can move are the negative electrons. So if a positive sphere is connected to neutral Earth, the electrons will be attracted towards the positive. So they'll be running up the wire towards the sphere. Now question 4, we have 3 spheres, A, B and C. And we have plus 6 microcoulombs, minus 8, and C is at 0. Now if we touch A and B together, the total charge, we just sum their charges, it'll be 6 plus minus 8, that will be minus 2, and that will be divided between them. So each will have minus 1 microcoulomb. C is still neutral. If we then remove B from A, it remains at minus 1. B is now touching C, so we have the minus 1 added to 0, so that means they both are sharing the charge of minus 1, and that means each of them would be minus 0.5, and that's microcoulombs for each one. Now for question 5, we have iron in the sun losing a lot of its electrons. So we have 26 protons and only 7 electrons. So that means our net charge will be plus 19 times the charge on an electron, and it will turn out to be plus 3.044 by 10 to the minus 18 coulombs. And now question 6. We have a rod and a plate, and the rod is plus 2 microcoulombs and the plate is minus 3 microcoulombs. Now when they're touched together, the total charge will be minus 1 microcoulomb, adding those together, and it is divided between the two of them, so that means that the charge on each will be minus 0.5, and that means that each one of them has had a transfer of 2.5 microcoulombs. So the plate has become more positive by 2.5 microcoulombs, the rod has become more negative by 2.5, and so that charge is going to be, as usual, the number of electrons times the charge on an electron. So that gives us that the number of electrons is that total over E, which will be about 1.56 by 10 to the 13 electrons transferred.